track breaks and they're stuck, they got to get help, and without the radio they can't do that. These groomers are, you see them, I think the town has 2 of them, you guys have 3? 4 groomers, okay. They're not cheap. We just bought one, it's not a groomer, but it's the same style, and it was $45,000. Again, we bought it for EMS purposes, but we've used it in the winter because we have tracks as well as wheels, so we can switch them out. And there was one up behind the transfer station, and this was the only thing that could get in there. What's this called? I forgot.
Well, it's a grooming drag.
Okay, it's a drag. So this is pulled behind the groomer, and you can see in the front here there are blades sticking down, and that kind of levels out the snow. And then in the back, it's weighted, and that's packing it down. If you've ever, you're going down 28 towards Old Forge, and you see that the old railroad tracks where they ride in the winter, and you'll see after a while it's like this. Okay, well, your body can only take so much of that, and so it's machinery like this that will help to take those bumps out of there and kind of level things back out again. Trail maintenance doesn't take place in the winter. There are emergency things where trees come down or something, but most of the maintenance takes place in the fall. And so this is a trailer with 8 spots on it, 4 on each side, so they can take a crew in to work on different things that they need to fix, repair, clear up, and so on. So again, that's another piece of equipment. Here you see the hookup. The groomer's in front, and the trail groomer is the pieces in the back, dragged behind. And normally it has wheels, but then you can pull a lever or something, right, and it just drops down?
Yeah, we electrically raise and lower the wheels in the back and also the front of the drag.
Oh, okay, so you can adjust it.
Right, we get the front, we get the blades up off the ground or the snow, and we can put the wheels down, especially when traveling across roads.
Right. Yep. So here they are out, not sure exactly where they are, but I'm thinking that the one on the right might be Uncas Road.
Yes.
Because you got the snowplow, but it still has to be packed, okay, so and groomed, so you got that, and then you can see the trails, and the trails are 8 feet wide. Well, the snowmobiles today are 4 feet wide, so it gets a little tight, and again, you know, when you see, and they always, the lights, it's like a motorcycle, the light is always on the front and in the back, so that you see them coming, and you've got to, you know, you got to slow down or stop to make sure that people can get safely by. So caution is important. But here's the groomer right here, and you see the one up in front, and look at how smooth and so on that trail is becoming, and that's all the work of these guys out in the woods with the snow. Nice fresh snow, blue sky, and the sun. And I don't know if that's 8th Lake or Bug Lake.
7th.
That's 7th? Okay. Yeah.
That's not on a lake, because we do not go on lakes.
No, you don't. You're only on trails, right?
Yep.
Occasionally, there's not, the snow's not where you want it, and I've seen the trucks, they'll bring the Inlet highway department will come in and dump snow, and then the groomers will come by and spread it, but This is along the Inlet to Eagle Bay section of trail. It's the volunteers, and these guys, they're not getting paid, who make all the difference in terms of snowmobiling in our area. Remind me who this is? Oh, there you are. And again, Inlet Barnstormers, this is one of their, is this a Kubota?
Yes.
Okay. And again, those tracks can get you just about anywhere. And then occasionally the tree will get in the way and you'll have to clear it. Most of the trail maintenance, well, it's required by the state that the trail maintenance has to be done in the fall. How many weeks do they give you?
Oh, usually it's September.
The month of September. So you got about 4 weeks to go in and clear the trails, cut down any trees that are fallen, and repair the bridges. But they're not bridges anymore; they're pads, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They don't call them bridges anymore because that sounds like it's too urban. So now they're just called pads across the wetlands. So here they are, clearing off some trees that have fallen down, and then here they are building one of those pads. And again, the pads can only be 8 feet wide as well. So it's pretty much one-way traffic when you're going across those.
Well, that's on state DEC lands.
Okay.
All our trails here in Inlet are DEC lands except for the Moose River Plains Road, which the town of Inlet maintains.
Right.
Of course, that's a roadway, so it's a lot wider.
Oh, right, yeah.
But all the trails in the woods are 8 foot width.
Right. Do we have any that go over private land?
Not that, we don't have any on private.
I know Old Forge does, but yeah.
No, as far as in Inlet, the trails we maintain, like the Blood Lake Trail, Mike Norris Trail, canoe carry between 7th and 8th Lake, that's all state land.
Okay. So trail maintenance, clearing branches, brush and so on, fallen trees, building the pads, putting up signage, and the signage is critical. And when I show you the map, you're going to see that there's just this all intertwining of trails. And you know, you make a wrong turn and you could be going towards Racket and Long Lake instead of down to Old Forge. So the signage is critical. And then packing the trails in the winter. That's all part of the maintenance detail. So here are the trails. Bug Lake, I'm going to show you on the map in just a second. 8th Lake Campground, Canoe Carry, which is the carry between, I thought it was between Racket, or between 8th and Racket.
Yes.
Okay. And then the Uncas Road, Mitchell Pond, and Mitchell's supposed to have 2 L's. I realized it, but I didn't fix it. Moose River Plains, the Mike Norris Trail, and the Black Bear Loop. Okay, now, let me switch to the, the state has maximized the number of trails. You can only have 10,000 miles.
Right.
In
Okay?
New York State?
In New York
Yeah,
State.
statewide.
That's statewide. So if you want to add a new trail, then you're going to have to take something off of equivalent size. So, and you have to do that through a process, I'm sure. There's probably the DEC, right? You have to contact them?
I don't know if this is the time to ask a question. Very impressive, they have these 4 groomers. I thought, doesn't the town of Inlet and the town of Wab also groom? How do you know what you should groom versus what they groom?
There's a list of hours up there. Everybody, they have their town trails. Inlet, that the town maintains some, and we maintain some. And it's not helpful to show, we have, these are listed right there.
These are very specific.
And, well, just as an example, I mean, a long time ago, I used to see a sign that Old Forge had 500 miles of groomed trails. Is that because of your work?
No, that's Old Forges.
That's Old Forges.
Yeah, and there's really
They were
not,
connected to the 500 miles of trails. They didn't maintain 500 miles.
Okay.
They were connected to that, which today they're actually connected to 10,000 miles.
Yeah.
You can connect, from today, you can go anywhere in the state just about, without hardly having a trailer, if you're up to the challenge,
Sure. Okay.
and the weather's cooperates.
And so you must have gotten an agreement with Inlet a long time ago about what trails you would do and what trails they would do?
Inlet maintains the Moose River Plains Road out to the Indian Lake town line. And they maintain the trail along 28 from downtown to Eagle Bay. That's what the town of Inlet does.
So you do everything else?
We're out, we go up, we go up Uncas Road to the Long Lake line, going to Rapid Lake. And then we do the hike, basically our hiking trails in between 28 and Uncas Road. And then we also have 2 trails out off the Moose River Plains Road. We've got 2 trails out there.
Well, that's very impressive.
So Russ, here's the Uncas Road, right here.
Okay.
Here's the Bug Lake here, comes all the way over to the 28 on this side. Here's the Mike Norris Trail, okay? And then part of that Mike Norris Trail is also the canoe carry, am I right? Or is it separate?
Yeah, the Norris Trail ends on the canoe carry.
Right, okay.
You'll see the signs on 28 actually if you go up toward it.
I've seen the Mike Norris.
Yeah, those are the trails.
Okay, and then down here is the, is this the Mitchell?
Yeah, that's the Mitchell Pond Loop that goes,
Okay.
horseshoes off the Plains Road.
Yeah, and,
I know, it's good reason.
Fair Loop's small, it's in there.
yeah, okay. And then you were just talking about the Inlet. They go to, they go to mile 15 marker. And that's the marker that the Inlet does, and then Long Lake does the other side of it.
Right.
But you can see how easy it would be to
Get lost.
get off track here. Who does these trails up in here, Sagamore and so on?
Well, Sagamore Road is just, that's, Long Lake puts a trail down the edge of that.
Okay,
You'll notice on that map too, you'll see there's letter number designation. So, Uncas Road is C8, which is State Corridor Trail 8.
okay,
That's
yep,
all part of the trail mapping system. Our trails are a lot of secondary trails, they begin with S.
and
It's 81.
that's the orange ones, yeah.
That's cool.
So a C is one that goes from one point to another.
The C trails, yes, that's a main corridor trail.
Right,
Main through trail, all the New York State parks designated snowmobile trails have to go to a point of interest, food, lodging, gas, etc.
okay. And those are the secondary.
The secondaries can jump across and also take you to
Okay.
points of interest.
And then this is all this old forge area, but again, you can see, they're talking about Stillwater, you can go all the way over to Lowville, you can go all the way up into, yeah, you can go up to Malone, right? Because you can go on the tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
Saranac Lake, Tupper Lake,
Big Moose Road is corridor trail.
yeah, yep.
They only made it to Malone to get to the other side.
Yes.
They ran out of snow.
Could you explain a little bit more about the grounded railroad tracks? Are these trails running on former railroad tracks?
Some are, yes.
This is right here, and that goes into Beaver River,
Yes, that's it.
Yes, that's the
That
track.
runs on the railroad bed.
and this is all the railroad tracks here.
Snow permitting.
Usually.
Stay out rivers up there, Lodge, make room all the way actually down to
I was saying, do you remember that one building that we saw early on, that one board and batten? Okay, this is their setup now. These are all garages and areas where they store not only the vehicles and the equipment, but also the materials, the supplies to maintain those things. You know, when something breaks down, you can't wait a week to get a part because you gotta have those trails groomed. So they have you know, oil filters and tires and everything else in these different buildings. Plus, it's a meeting room as well. Okay, this is where we gathered the 2 times that we got together, and had the table all spread out with photographs and binders and so on, each one a different year. It was really amazing how much they've recorded over the years. Raising funds, again, they're a volunteer organization. Their membership dues are $30, okay? They get donations. The state reimburses them for the work they do on the trails. They get paid by the mile for those trails that we were talking about. But one of the big, and it's just time consuming, snowmobiles are considered an off-road vehicle, but they're buying gas at a gas station in which they're paying tax, a road tax. Well, the snowmobilers know that they can put their receipt in a little box right there by the pump, and then the Barnstormers will pick up those and do the paperwork, which is extensive, and turn that into the state, and they'll get reimbursed for all that tax money. And that can be thousands of dollars if it's a busy winter. So again, there's another way that they can raise the funds, because that equipment is expensive, and you've got to you got to have some income in order to pay for that. So that's been. Is there any other? Would there be any other ways that you get funds besides those 4?
Just gas tax, membership dues, and then our mileage allotment from the Parks and Recreation, the off-road fund.
Okay.
For our grooming mileage, that's it. And if we have you'll see a lot of clubs statewide will have chicken dinners and all kinds of other events, because all the snowmobile clubs statewide are all not-for-profit.
Yeah.
How many members do you have?
Last year we had 1,830 members.
Wow.
How to be active.
We're almost all here.
2 ways you can follow the Barnstormers. Their website, all one word, Inlet Barnstormers Snowmobile and they have 3,500 followers on that site. And then Facebook, it's Inlet Barnstormers Snowmobile Club, and they have 330,000 views connected to that particular social media. So either one of them, you can keep track of what's going on and so on. This last slide is kind of personal to me. Bob Gordon was critical as a founding member of this. He was president, first president, and so on. And for years, he gave his heart and soul to the Barnstormers. So he was recognized, Robert Bob Gordon, founder and past president of the Inlet Barnstormers Snowmobile Club. And the dedication, there was Cindy and Sherry, and Linda in the middle. Linda's here tonight with one of her daughters. And I have a funny story that involves Bob and Linda. Bob was my trainer for driving the ambulance. And we were on a fire call one night, so the ambulance has to be on standby at the scene, and we're sitting there, and Bob says, now, you know we're going out to Western New York for our 50th anniversary. He said, you're going to cover for me, right, on the ambulance? And I said, yeah, Bob, it's all taken care of. So Bob and Linda take off they were going to meet in Western New York because they have people from Ohio and people from New York, and that was kind of the middle. So we get there, they get there, and the ceremony's about to start. Well, Sherry and Cindy had asked me to do the renewal of vows. So Bob and Linda come out from the building, we were out on the porch, and I'm standing there ready to do it. He says, you son of a bitch. And he said, you lied to me. I says, no, Bob. I said I was going to take care of it, and I did. Anyways, Bob passed away a few years ago, but a good man, and he's been a part of the community for a long time. So, okay, folks, thank you. Don't forget, annual meeting next week, Wednesday, 5:45, right here.